Hey Heartland family, welcome back to your favourite place for all things Heartland. Today we're diving into the most shocking and emotional moment in the history of the show, Ty Borden's grand return in Heartland, Season 19, Episode 1. Yes, you heard that right. After years of absence, heartbreak and deep emotional healing, Ty is finally back, and the entire Heartland world is turned upside down. This episode took fans through a roller coaster of emotions, from jaw-dropping surprise to tears of joy. In this video, we'll take a step-by-step journey through the episode, examining how the show sets the stage for his return, how each character reacts, and the powerful private conversation between Ty and Amy that might just rekindle their love. But before we get into it, if you're a true Heartland fan, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment below with your thoughts about Ty's return. And of course, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload filled with Heartland theories, episode breakdowns, and more. From the very beginning of Season 19, Episode 1, there's a different kind of energy. The episode opens on a quiet morning at Heartland Ranch. Horses run in the distance, birds chirp, and everything seems peaceful, but something's off. Amy is training a horse in the paddock, but her focus wavers. She pauses, looks up at the horizon, and squints like she senses something. Jack is in the barn fixing a loose hinge, but he stops for a moment, gazing toward the mountains. Even Lou, while on a call at Maggie's, seems distracted. There's a subtle tension in the air, as though the past is about to come knocking. Then the flashbacks begin. Ty appears in Amy's vivid dream. He's standing in the barn, smiling. The dream is so real. She wakes up in tears, heart racing. Meanwhile, Jack receives a mysterious phone call. The audience isn't shown who it is, but his expression says everything. His mouth tightens, his brow furrows, and for a moment, Jack looks younger, more emotional, like he's just heard something he never expected. Lou, while cleaning up in the attic, finds an old photo album. As she flips through the pages, she stops on a picture of Ty, Amy, and baby Lindy. Her eyes fill with tears. These scenes build slowly and silently, letting viewers know something major is coming. Finally, halfway through the episode, Amy walks into the barn. The camera lingers on her footsteps, her hands full with gear. She abruptly halts as she makes a turn. Her eyes widen. The camera slowly pans to reveal Ty Borden standing there in silence, leaning gently against the stall like a memory brought to life. No music, no dialogue, just the moment. Amy drops what she's carrying. She stares, stunned. Her breath catches. It's not a dream. Ty is back, and in that single breathtaking moment, everything changes. Amy's reaction is hauntingly beautiful, raw, restrained, and full of silent emotion. She doesn't scream or run to Ty. She doesn't even move at first. She just stands there, frozen in time, her mouth slightly open and her eyes swimming with tears. The weight of the moment settles on her like a storm. The man she loved, the father of her daughter, the partner she mourned for years, is standing right in front of her. "Is it really you?" she finally whispers, her voice shaking. Ty nods, his own eyes full of tears. "Yeah, Ames, it's me." That single line hits harder than any dramatic monologue ever could. Amy slowly walks toward him, hands trembling, like she's afraid he might vanish into thin air. For her, this is not just about seeing Ty, it's about confronting everything she's locked away in her heart. The grief, the longing, the years of holding it together for Lindy. As if to demonstrate that he is real, she gently touches his face. Later, she walks alone to the fields and finds Jack, needing someone to talk to. "I don't know how to let him back in," she confesses. "I've spent years learning to live without him." Jack puts a comforting hand on her shoulder and simply says, "Then just start with today." Amy's journey through the episode is filled with quiet moments of reflection, memories of Ty, the sound of his laugh, the way he used to ride beside her. She is also unable to reconcile her former self with her present self now that he is present. But one thing is clear, the love is still there, buried under layers of grief, waiting to bloom again. If there was one moment that truly melted hearts in this episode, it was Lindy's reaction to seeing her father for the first time. She's playing near the barn, humming a song Amy used to sing to her. Ty watches from a distance, overwhelmed with emotion. When Amy brings Lindy over, she kneels beside her and softly says, "Sweetheart, there's someone very special I want you to meet." Lindy looks around and sees Ty. Her big, curious eyes study his face for a moment. "Are you my father?" she asks innocently. Ty kneels down, his voice trembling. "Yeah, I am. I've missed a lot, but I'm here now." Lindy doesn't hesitate. She walks up and hugs him tightly. That simple act, pure, instinctive, loving, speaks volumes. She didn't grow up with him, but she's always heard about him. Amy, Jack, Lou, they all made sure Ty's memory was kept alive. To her, this moment is a dream come true. The conflicting emotions surrounding Ty's return are cut through by Lindy's innocence. She accepts him with an open heart. Later in the episode, Lindy sits next to Ty by the fireplace and asks him questions about horses, wolves, and his favourite flavour of ice cream. Their bond forms effortlessly. She even takes his hand and says, "I'm glad you're not in the sky anymore, Daddy." It's a line that leaves Ty in tears, and us too. Lindy's pure acceptance becomes a guiding light for Amy and the rest of the family. Jack Bartlett has always been the rock of Heartland, quiet, strong, and steady. The kind of man who doesn't show emotion easily, but feels everything deeply. When Ty Borden walks back into his life after being presumed dead for years, it's as though time collapses around him. Jack doesn't yell or cry. He doesn't run or back away. Instead, he simply walks forward, his weathered face betraying just a flicker of vulnerability. His eyes meet Ty's, and for a moment, we see a flood of memories. The young man Jack took under his wing, the boy who earned his trust, the son he never had but always wanted. Jack says nothing at first, then quietly mutters, "I always knew you were too damn stubborn to stay gone forever." It's not just a line, it's Jack's way of saying, "I missed you, son." As they sit together later on the front porch, Jack finally opens up in a way we rarely see. "You don't know how hard it was, Ty," he says. "Burying you, watching Amy fall apart, watching Lindy grow up without her dad." Jack doesn't cry, but his voice cracks under the weight of everything he's carried. Ty listens, humble, tears forming in his eyes. Jack, ever the moral compass, doesn't scold or blame. Instead, he reflects on life's mystery. "Sometimes we get dealt the worst hand," Jack says, staring into the sunset. "But if we get the chance to love again, we take it, no matter how late it is." His wisdom isn't loud or dramatic. It's composed, unshakable, and it allows Ty to forgive himself. In that quiet moment between them, 2 generations of men find peace. And Jack's faith in Ty, even after everything, speaks to the deep bond they share. He is once again the father figure Ty needs, not to guide him this time, but to welcome him home. Lou's reaction to Ty's return is perhaps the most emotionally layered. When she first lays eyes on him, it's like she's seen a ghost. Her breath catches, her hands tremble, and she can't seem to speak. For Lou, the weight of Ty's return hits differently than it does for Amy or Jack. She spent the past few years trying to hold the family together, encouraging Amy to heal, to move forward, to find strength in the face of loss. And now here he is, alive, breathing, real, matic. It's composed, unshakable, and it allows Ty to forgive himself. In that quiet moment between them, 2 generations of men find peace. And Jack's faith in Ty, even after everything, speaks to the deep bond they share. He is once again the father figure Ty needs, not to guide him this time, but to welcome him home. Lou's reaction to Ty's return is perhaps the most emotionally layered. When she first lays eyes on him, it's like she's seen a ghost. Her breath catches, her hands tremble, and she can't seem to speak. For Lou, the weight of Ty's return hits differently than it does for Amy or Jack. She spent the past few years trying to hold the family together, encouraging Amy to heal, to move forward, to find strength in the face of loss. And now here he is, alive, breathing, real. There's a moment of pure joy in her eyes, but it's quickly chased by guilt and confusion. "I told Amy to let go," she confesses to Peter later that night. "I told her she needed to accept that he was gone, and now I don't know how to face her." Lou has always carried the pressure of being the responsible one, and now she questions whether her guidance helped or hurt. But when Amy reassures her, telling her she did what any sister would, Lou begins to breathe again. She shifts from guilt to grace, choosing to embrace the miracle in front of her. Her reunion with Ty is more affectionate and warm. They sit by the kitchen table, and she shows him old photos of Lindy. "She's so much like you," Lou says, smiling through tears. "The way she's brave, the way she asks questions no one else does." Lou is learning that life doesn't follow the script, that sometimes even the deepest wounds can heal. She is still working through her feelings, but one thing is clear: she is grateful for second chances, and most importantly, she wants her sister to be happy again. Lou becomes a voice of hope in the episode, hesitant at first, but unwavering in her love for her family, and in seeing Ty again, she remembers what family is truly about: love, forgiveness, and faith that things can be made whole again. Georgie returns from a show-jumping competition just in time to witness the surprise of her life. She walks into the kitchen, sweaty and tired, only to find Ty sitting at the table with Jack and Amy. She freezes, her jaw drops. "Is this real?" she whispers. Ty stands, smiles warmly and says, "Hey, Georgie." She runs to him and hugs him tightly, tears rolling down her cheeks. "I missed you so much," she says, her voice cracking. "You were the reason I started writing." Georgie, once a rebellious foster child, found structure, strength, and hope through Ty's mentorship. His return is like reclaiming a missing piece of her heart. Later, she sits with Ty in the loft, showing him photos of her competitions. "I kept writing because of you," she says. "Every time I wanted to give up, I'd remember something you taught me." Ty is visibly touched. "I never stopped believing in you," he replies. Georgie has grown so much over the years, and Ty's return gives her the emotional closure she didn't even know she needed. Their bond is as strong as ever, and Georgie becomes one of his biggest supporters in helping him reintegrate into the family. Tim, being Tim, has an explosive initial reaction. He walks into the barn, sees Ty, and stares for a long moment. Then, in classic Tim fashion, he blurts out, "You've got to be kidding me." He paces, muttering, shaking his head. "You were dead. We buried you. What the hell, Ty?" Ty remains calm, knowing Tim's anger comes from a place of pain. "I know, I'm sorry. I didn't want this, Tim. I wanted to come home, but I couldn't." Later in the stables, Tim finally lets his guard down. "I missed you, kid," he says quietly. I never thought I'd see you again." The two men hug, and for once Tim has no sarcastic remark, just tears. Tim's tough love has always masked a deep emotional side, and seeing Ty again breaks that open. It also helps him reconnect with his family in a new way, realizing how fragile and precious time really is. The most emotionally powerful moment of the entire episode comes in a quiet, candlelit scene between Ty and Amy in the loft, a place that once held their dreams and now carries the weight of everything they've lost and might regain. They sit on the old couch, the air still, the world outside silent. Ty reaches for her hand. "Amy, I don't even know where to start," he says. "I've imagined this moment 1,000 times, and now that I'm here, it feels impossible." Amy looks at him, eyes red, Heart torn. I buried you, Ty. I held your hand while you were slipping away. I cried every night for months. I had to tell Lindy her dad was in the sky. Her voice cracks, and Ty pulls her close. I know, he whispers. I remember parts of it. I remember your voice calling me back, but I couldn't find my way. Not then. She pulls back, searching his eyes. Why didn't you come sooner? She asks, the question she's held for years. I was broken, he says, lost in ways I didn't even understand. I thought maybe you'd moved on, that maybe you were better off. Amy shakes her head, tears falling. I never stopped loving you. Ty smiles sadly. I never stopped loving you either. There's silence, then a question hangs in the air. Can we start over? He asks, voice barely above a whisper. Amy nods slowly. We can't go back, she says, but maybe we can move forward, different, but still together. They kiss, soft, meaningful, filled with both pain and promise. It's not a fairy tale ending, it's not perfect, but it's real, and it's theirs. In that moment, surrounded by shadows of the past and the light of a possible future, Ty and Amy begin a new chapter. One of healing, rediscovery, and love that has endured the unimaginable. What a powerful, emotional, and unforgettable return. Ty Borden's comeback in Heartland Season 19, Episode 1 wasn't just a plot twist. It was a deep exploration of love, family, forgiveness, and second chances. Every character felt the weight of his return, and so did we as fans. From Amy's silent tears to Lindy's innocent hug, from Jack's wisdom to Tim's tough heart, this episode reminded us why Heartland continues to touch so many lives. Now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments below, how did you react to Ty's return? What was your favourite moment? And where do you think the story goes from here? Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more emotional breakdowns, deep dives and everything Heartland, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep your hearts open, stay hopeful, and remember, love always finds its way.